Hassan Shibly is practicing hatred and bigotry towards all Christians and Jews and non-Muslims by personally excluding all non-Muslims on his trip to the Hajj.
You are sponsoring a trip to the Hajj, is that correct?
I'm not sponsoring a trip to the Hajj.
But I'm going for Hajj. As a leader of that trip.
I'm going as a volunteer coordinator.
No, it has you as a leader. It's advertised that you are a leader of that trip.
Right.
Now at the Hajj, which is in Mecca, it is illegal for any non-Muslim to attend. That means let me finish the question. Now as a civil rights leader, isn't it somewhat problematic that as a civil rights leader that you would advocate and profit from a trip that is religious apartheid because nobody else in the world is allowed to step foot in there without fear of arrest?
First of all, I'm not profiting from a trip. I'm going for Hajj. That's my personal religious journey. And secondly,
the advertisement says that you're leading, that you are leading this trip.
In the Hanafi school of thought, actually, there's no problem with non-Muslims entering those cities. It's a policy the government has. I have a lot of problems with the Saudi government. I've spoken out very publicly and condemned a lot of the problems with the Saudi government. So I'm not going to be responsible for the Saudi government, just like you're not going to be responsible for the Ugandan government.
Right, but you're going to the Hajj. You are going to Mecca that practices religious apartheid.
All right, thank you. Yes, ma'am.
Hassan Shibly just told you a lie. Mecca and Medina have been excluding non-Muslims under threat of arrest or a death sentence long before Saudi Arabia's founding on September 23, 1932. If Hassan Shibly's words were truthful, he should open his Hajj trip to everyone rather than demanding a declaration of conversion to Islam and thus practicing Islamic religious apartheid, hate, and bigotry. Hassan Shibly should stand in solidarity with all non-Muslims, demanding the opening of Mecca and Medina to all people as any true American civil rights leader activist would. The fact of the matter is, CAIR and Hassan Shibly support Islamic religious apartheid by their actions, not their words. Next we talk with Muaz Hassan, CAIR Florida's Islamophobia and Communications Director, and the lies continue.
Now, are you going to be going on the Hajj trip with Hassan?
Oh, no, I wish I was. That would be great.
Now, I've got a question for you because Hassan is leading this trip, Hassan Shibly.
Well, there he is. You can talk to him.
Yeah, I'll get to him in a second. Now, in Mecca and Medina, it's illegal for any non-Muslim to enter those two cities. Now, because you work with CAIR and as a civil rights activist, don't you find it somewhat hypocritical that you would be a civil rights activist and yet profit from a trip where it is literally religious apartheid where non-Muslims cannot even step foot in there as you're getting your 501c3?
Do you pay your taxes?
Yes.
So that money goes to Saudi Arabia, doesn't it?
Well, you're not answering the question. You're deflecting.
Wait, do you support Saudi terrorism?
In Saudi Arabia, it is illegal for any non-Muslim to enter those two cities, and yet you go to Hajj there and profit from that trip, which is fine. But don't you find that as a civil rights activist that is nothing but religious apartheid?
Do you want to go to Saudi Arabia?
I would love to go to Saudi Arabia and visit Mecca and experience the Hajj.
So why don't you apply?
Because I will get arrested, one, according to the Saudi consulate, I cannot.
But you pay your taxes to there.
I just answered the question. I cannot. It is illegal for me. Just as if I was to sign up with your trip with CAIR.
Well, you can ask Hassan. I mean,
I'm just saying that I would be rejected because I'm a non-Muslim. Now, as a civil rights group, is that problematic for you at all? I mean, what's your position at CAIR?
There's our executive director.
No, what's your? I know what you have a position
I don't have a
at
position.
CAIR.
No, I don't.
You don't. Oh, I thought you did.
I'm sorry.
And what's your name?
Muaz Hassan just told us that he did not have a position at CAIR, which is a lie. So we went to the CAIR website, and it says Muaz Hassan is CAIR Florida's newest member, fulfilling the role of the Islamophobia and Communications Director. Muaz, the son of South African immigrants who fought against the injustices and racism of apartheid regime, was inspired from a young age to be involved in fighting for freedom, justice, and equality for all. According to this interview, justice and equality for all does not apply to the non-Muslim. In fact, the only truthful statement coming out from CAIR is from Omar Ahmed, who is the chairman of the board of CAIR, when he said, Islam isn't in America to be equal to any other faith, but to become dominant. The Quran should be the highest authority in America, and Islam the only accepted religion on earth.